Your heart is the beat of life. If you have heart failure, entrust your heart to Entresto. Entresto helps improve your heart's ability to pump blood to the body. Don't take Entresto if pregnant. It can cause harm or death to an unborn baby. And don't take Entresto with an ACE inhibitor or aliskiren, or if you've had angioedema with an ACE or ARB. The most serious side effects are angioedema, low blood pressure, kidney problems, or high blood potassium. Ask your doctor if Entresto is right for you.
We can't have children in Neverland. Trying to understand how he became Captain Hook.
Tomorrow on E.T., we're behind the scenes of Peter Pan and Wendy.
The stars take us exclusively on set, Smee sighting included.
This is Entertainment Tonight. Da 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 do 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 do.
Oh, Jim, that song's music to our ears. Yes, it is. Okay, before we go, Matthew McConaughey opened a can of worms when he revealed that he and Woody Harrelson could be brothers.
Now, Woody, alongside his White House Plumbers co-star Justin Theroux, doubled down on that theory to Stephen Colbert.
Now, I've known Mama.
Happening now.
With Fiesta officially kicking off tomorrow, we are on the lookout for some thunderstorms. I'll be back to talk about the odds, time that out for you, and let you know how a cold front will affect your weekend.
The Uvalde parents who lost their child in a school shooting nearly a year ago face an uphill battle to change gun laws in Austin.
A stepsister killed, another one stabbed. What the two surviving stepbrothers must now face after they escaped an attack last week. The News at 5 starts right now. We are less than 24 hours from the official start of Fiesta 2023. Fiesta kicking off at 4 p.m. tomorrow in Travis Park.
And the big question is, what is the weather going to be like? Let's turn to Adam Caskey. Big question, rain, storms, all the above.
Well, that's what we're worried about, is the scattered storms that are going to be developing tomorrow afternoon and early evening. You look at the storm chances throughout the day tomorrow. In the morning, just a 10% chance. Basically, we'll have some mist and drizzle again with fog. But once we get into the afternoon, instability and a slow-moving cold front dropping in from the north should help to kickstart scattered showers and thunderstorms, and even the potential for severe storms later on in the day. Notice those chances at 40% even during Fiesta. Now, that doesn't mean the storms are going to be exactly where the event is. We can't tell you that right now until they start to develop. It's one of those situations where we're likely to see storms developing. Coverage will be about 40% of our area. It's just a matter of exactly where will they pop up. So there is a threat to the event tomorrow. You look at the severe weather potential. We're in this isolated category officially in San Antonio, according to the Storm Prediction Center. That's basically a 1 out of 5 on a scale of 1 to 5. We're a 1. But you get just on the north side of town, even into Comal County, that's a 2 out of 5. And the primary threat would be a few high wind gusts and especially large hail tomorrow with some of those storms. Right now, we really just have a few spritzes and sprinkles on the radar screen, and that's it. The off chance of a stray storm later on this evening. By the way, today is another Fiesta Medal giveaway. Here we are live downtown. Travis Park, or Crockett Park, that is. Meteorologist Mia Montgomery and Sarah Spivey will be joining us in just a bit as we get ready to kick off Fiesta 2023.
I hope that's the picture tomorrow at the same time.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Thank you, Adam. All right, let's go to the state capitol now, where the Uvalde parents who lost their children to a gunman face an uphill battle to make a change in gun reform.
The surviving family members turned activists waited for more than 13 hours last night to testify in favor of a House Bill 2744. That bill would increase the age for someone to purchase a semi-automatic rifle from 18 years to 21 years, with exceptions for peace officers, people in the military, and those honorably discharged.
Our Camelia Juarez tells us that the school shooting nearly a year ago changed political perspectives.
It's too late for us. No action you take will bring back our daughter.
Family members told lawmakers in the Community Safety Committee hearing that if House Bill 2744 was law, the Uvalde gunman would not have been able to purchase and use 2 AR-style rifles and ammunition to kill 21 people at Robb Elementary last May.
Tess didn't have a choice in life or death. But you as leaders have a choice of what my daughter's life will be remembered for. Will she die in vain, or will her life have saved another child maybe your child.
Uvalde State Rep Tracy King, who authored the bill, says he would have voted against this bill during the last two sessions.
At 11:30, más o menos, on May 24th of 2022, everything changed.
The main thing parents want is change.
So I don't come to you as a Democrat or Republican. I just come to you as a mom, as a parent. Enough is enough. Please do something. Do something now. Don't wait until another community has to go through this.
Right now, the bill is sitting in committee hearings. The Community Safety Committee will decide if the bill can go to the House floor for a vote. We have background information on several other gun legislation bills on our website, KSAT.com. Camelia Juarez, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Camelia. Last week's alleged domestic violence attack on a mother and her children is an extreme example of childhood trauma. And sadly, young survivors have few tools developed to heal from the bloodshed and the violence. Courtney Friedman shows us how kids can get help for any level of trauma, and the earlier the better. This story, part of Courtney's series, Confronting Domestic Violence, Loving in Fear.
My kids are so brave. They're such good kids.
From her hospital bed, 28-year-old Mariah Claire recounts the attack that left her with 6 gunshot wounds, her 11-month-old dead, and her 2-year-old in ICU. The alleged attacker, her ex-husband. Her 8 and 11-year-old sons used quick thinking to save themselves.
They just had a drill the week before at school, talking about like what happens if there's an active shooter. And my son used a plunger and broke the window of the bathroom and escaped. And my oldest son hid in my dad's room.
Now those brave boys will have to peel back layers of trauma.
One of the issues that the kids have is they feel guilty because they're not able to protect mom or dad. Sometimes they feel like it's their fault.
Nathan Hansen is a licensed professional counselor at the Bexar County Family Justice Center, which serves domestic violence victims. He counsels kids as young as 6 and wants people to know abuse is not just physical, it's emotional and verbal. And even if not directed at the kids, it still causes trauma.
He's going to think that's what love is. We raise our voice to him, we talk down to him.
So he suggests bringing kids in early.
The individual counseling usually happens in smaller offices, but then there are group sessions in rooms like this so the kids can relate to each other and know they're not alone. The counseling sessions are for adults and kids all over South Texas, and they're free.
Free because they can change entire generations.
If we don't address this now, if we don't end this now, and we let them know that this is unacceptable behavior, then this problem is going to continue to go on and on and on and on.
Claire is getting her boys help to heal and break any possible cycle of domestic violence. Courtney Friedman, KSAT 12 News.
Now, if you or someone you know is struggling with domestic abuse, we have a list of resources for you. Just visit ksat.com/domestic violence. You can also call the number that's on your screen right now and get directly connected with a Bexar County Family Justice Center counselor.
We have new information about a fatal crash involving a high school student. The 15-year-old killed, Dominic Hernandez, was a student at Taft High School. He died Sunday morning in a crash on Culebra Road. According to San Antonio police, he was a passenger in a car that was speeding, hit a curve before crashing into a concrete barrier attached to a safety rail. Hernandez, thrown from the car, landed in a culvert. No one else was hurt. The crash being investigated as a manslaughter case, but at last check, no one has been arrested.
The Supreme Court has temporarily extended access to the abortion drug mifepristone by actually buying it a little bit more time to make a final decision. Justice Samuel Alito moving to continue blocking a lower court's ruling that ordered access to that abortion drug and added that it would be restricted. It's based on a Texas suit that challenges the FDA's fast-track approach to regulating the drug. It's now up to the Supreme Court to decide whether that drug can still be used and what the FDA's authority will be to approve such drugs like these.
Check out traffic right now. We're going to go to 281 at St. Mary's, and you can see traffic moving very smoothly in both directions, though it's getting a little heavier as rush hour is upon us.
And speaking of traffic, 2 days after a sinkhole formed on Culebra Road, We have yet another development.
Yeah, the city of San Antonio telling us they've replaced the failed section that caused the sinkhole to take care of. The problem is that stretch of road near North General McMullen is right near St. Mary's University, where the Fiesta Oyster Bake begins on Friday. Because of that, the city is pausing repair work until Sunday. In the meantime, one lane on Culebra Road will be reopened. Both lanes will close on Sunday while repairs are completed. The city hopes to have the project done by Friday, April 28th. And speaking of Fiesta, did you get a text alert from the San Antonio Police Department today? The police department has some safety tips and reminders ahead of tomorrow's kickoff. Of course, there's the normal reminder if you plan to drink while you're celebrating, plan a sober ride. You can use Via, ride shares, taxis, designate someone in your group. Parents, SAPD has this tip for you. If you're taking your kids to any of these events, young children, parades, festivals, take a photo of your child before you arrive. The police department says in the event that your child gets lost or separated, you'll have the most up-to-date photo of their outfit to share with police. And lastly, if you see something, say something. SAPD reminding people no report is too small or insignificant for officers to investigate. By the way, you can sign up for these alerts by texting SAPD to 39987.
Good advice there. And some good medals out there today. Another day closer to Fiesta. And yes, we have another medal giveaway.
Yeah, KSAT meteorologist Sarah Spivey and Mia Montgomery live at Crockett Park. And ladies, I kind of sound like this is going to be like we're covering the Olympics. What's the medal count right now out there?
Oh my gosh. So good. I've got probably at least 50, but we have already given away wristbands for all 200 of our Weather Authority medals.
It is kind of incredible. Everybody out here, so much fun, in great spirits, excited to receive this year's 2023 Weather Authority Fiesta medal. This is the first Weather Authority giveaway that we've got going on here at Crockett Park. And I want to show you what's on the back of these medals, which is something that's really cool. It's a QR code that everybody can scan to track the latest forecast over the next several days.
Absolutely. And I'm here with Dr. Anita Kurian. Dr. Anita Kurian, Deputy Director of SA Metro Health. Tell us about this event.
Well, this is an event that we host every year to kick off Fiesta. So we have a number of vendors and agencies that participate with us. There's free flu vaccine given, free COVID is still circulating, and a number of other childhood vaccines, in addition to all the other exciting services that we provide. So come on down. We are here till 7 this evening. Come on down as you get off work, drive by Crockett Park.
Wonderful. You were saying exciting services. Talk to us about the truck behind it.
So that's our mobile truck from our STD program. So we offer free testing for syphilis, gonorrhea, chlamydia, HIV. So please come on down, get tested. Every one of us who's sexually active need to get tested at least once every year.
Wonderful advice. Thank you so much, Dr. Kurian. Again, we're going to be here giving away medals right at 6 o'clock, but let's go ahead and give it back to the studio. We're excited. Viva Fiesta!
I love that.
Yeah, what fun. All right, have you heard of forever chemicals? They're kind of self-explanatory. Chemicals that don't break down naturally, linger in the environment, and end up in your water. There are some new rules that will reduce how much we're exposed to, but the timetable on that is uncertain. So we're going to tell you what you can do to stop now to help your future self after the break.
Myra Arthur here in the KSAT newsroom with a look at what we're working on for the news at 6 o'clock today. A local family looking for answers after their loved one was murdered while sitting in his SUV. They say he was robbed, and they want police to find the people responsible. RJ Marquez spoke with Larry Wilson's family just days after his death at a Northeast Side apartment complex. Plus,
I think Daddy was kind of a little bit ahead of his time.
Meet Pinky Smith coming up today at 6. His daughter shares her memories of the historic St. Paul's Square. Her father managed a theater, then opened a hotel, and both were among the Black-owned businesses that once lined East Commerce. It's part of our History Untold series, and it's one of the stories coming your way today on the news at 6.
Thank you, Myra. Changes coming likely to the water you drink. Last month, the EPA proposed important changes related to so-called forever chemicals. 12 Under Size Marilyn Morris takes a look at what they are and the new water rules that could affect you because of them.
EPA is proposing the first ever national standard to protect communities from PFAS in drinking water.
It's a step toward clean and safe drinking water. The EPA proposing legal limits on PFAS, or forever chemicals, in drinking water.
The EPA's new proposed rule would require public water systems to test for and limit 6 PFAS chemicals. 2 of the worst offenders, PFOA and PFOS, would be limited to levels of just 4 parts per trillion for each one of them, whereas the EPA's previous guideline, which was purely voluntary, was 70 parts per trillion for both of them combined.
The rule only applies to public water systems, not private wells. PFAS are known as forever chemicals because they essentially never break down naturally and often are added to products to make them waterproof, stain-resistant, or non-stick. In recent years, PFAS have been linked to a growing list of health problems, including increased risk of certain cancers, liver damage, and neurodevelopmental problems.
Once products containing PFAS are made, these chemicals just accumulate in the environment everywhere. They end up in our water supply, they end up in our food, and they end up in us.
When the new rules go into effect isn't known yet, but there are things you can do to limit your exposure from other sources, like avoiding stain and water-resistant clothing and carpets, and using cookware that claims to be PTFE-free, such as pans with ceramic coatings. Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
Take a live look with Sky 12 right now over St. Mary's University, where they are getting ready. Got the main stage set up there for the Oyster Bake. Well, at least we saw a glimpse of it before we lost the signal from Sky 12.
Oh, don't you hate that?
Yeah, hopefully Oyster Bake goes a little bit better than our live signal did from Sky 12.
It's going to be fun.
We've all had a call drop out on us, right?
Yes.
Okay, we're all in the same boat here. We've got some changes and updates to the forecast. We've updated and modified the forecast because it looks like everything is being moved up a little bit sooner than we previously expected. So the cold front's going to be coming in a little bit sooner. That's going to be a dry Friday and Saturday, then increasing rain chances on Sunday and a temperature roller coaster on the way as well. Just what we need for Fiesta. No consistency day to day. It's going to be changing significantly. Let's get right to the rain chances. 40% tomorrow afternoon. That's for scattered thunderstorms. Tomorrow afternoon, even into tomorrow night. About 40% coverage. Friday and Saturday really looking dry. Then Sunday, we boosted those rain chances even more, even chance of storms. The thing with Sunday is the timing is still pretty uncertain. It could be very early or it could last throughout the day. That's the big question mark for Sunday, and we'll keep updating you on that. Then we get into Monday, River Parade, and a 20% chance, one of those typical a few pop-up afternoon showers and storms possible. Here's a big picture across the state, and there is a tornado watch box up near Wichita Falls and on into Oklahoma City. For us, our thunderstorm potential is closer to the Rio Grande, Valverde County down into Kinney and Maverick counties. That's where we have the potential for a few storms to make their way across the river and here into Texas. And if they do, there is the chance that 1 or 2 could become severe. Really just a few more hours of this potential, and that's about it. But you can see a few storms already firing up over the mountains, and we often see those make their way to the Rio Grande and then even become severe. So that's what we're watching for the next few hours. Here's our future cast as we go on into tomorrow. More of the same in the morning. Fog, mist, a little bit of drizzle here and there. We get into the afternoon and a few isolated showers possible. It's later in the afternoon and especially on into the early evening when the scattered thunderstorms are likely to develop. Now, this model in particular may be a little aggressive in terms of its coverage, but it can't be ruled out. And do notice that, say, 6 o'clock here on the Futurecast, it shows the heavy thunderstorms over Hondo and Medina County. That's not a slam dunk. This could be pushed eastward or even farther away from that area. It's just the mere fact that it's illustrating this activity to develop. And whatever does happen to pop up tomorrow runs the risk of becoming strong to severe. I do think large hail is our primary threat, but of course anybody outdoors for Fiesta, even if it's not severe, lightning is a big threat. Anyway, here's the details for tomorrow. 20% chance at noon. By 5 o'clock, we're up to 40%. And that 40% lasts until about 1 a.m. 68 in the morning, 75 at noon, then 84 for the high temperature. I mentioned that temperature roller coaster earlier. Here it is. Friday, we're up to 88. Sunday, we're down to 67 for a high temperature. Monday, River Parade, so often we're sweating. It's going to be about 70 degrees for the high temperature as we get into Monday. So there are those rain chances again. We're really focusing on tomorrow afternoon through tomorrow night, and then again on Sunday, both of which we can't rule out severe potential.
All right, we're going to be watching that very closely. Thank you, Adam.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, they're good friends. Let's talk about the Cowboys now. Does it mean that they may not be separated after all?
Well, they're still separated right now, of course. You're talking about Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott, but Dak definitely wants Zeke back on the team. Zeke is still a free agent, folks, but don't count out the possibility he could rejoin the Cowboys. And UTSA Baseball is ranked number 25 in the nation. They're having a great season coming up. We are 8 days away from the NFL draft, so the Dallas Cowboys and every other NFL team are hard at work figuring out their draft options. While that's happening, former Cowboys running back Ezekiel Elliott remains a free agent and will likely stay that way until after the draft. If a team can't fill their need, then Zeke could get a call. Yesterday on the Adam Schefter podcast, Dak Prescott said he'd like for Zach to rejoin the boys.
That should be nice. And I know myself, and I can tell you there's a lot of people on not only the team, but in the organization that would love that. I'm sure Zeke would as well. So we understand that this is a business. And as you said, the markets change and things go up and down. So it doesn't always work out the way we see it. But hopefully that could happen.
Yesterday, we spoke with former Cowboys quarterback Troy Aikman at Perry's Pizzeria and Draft House while he was celebrating the one-year anniversary of his beer. Troy recently told the Dallas media the boys will definitely miss Zeke's locker room presence. So we asked him if he can see Zeke and the Cowboys reuniting.
I could. I know that there was not an offer made to him to keep him, and I think that probably was the right decision. I know that the organization had said that they didn't want to offend him. But if he goes out, and I'm sure he has, he's been testing the market, and he feels like he could maybe get a similar contract with the Cowboys, I think they'd love to have him. He really is a key part of that football team, and it doesn't always translate to what's happening on the field. I experienced that when I was playing. I know what he means to those players, and you can't underestimate the importance of a guy like that in the locker room.
Stephen Jones talks UT running back Bijan Robinson tonight at 6. In college baseball, 9 ranked teams lost yesterday, including number 25 UTSA. Number 1 LSU and number 4 Vanderbilt lost as well. The Roadrunners fell at home to Texas State 5-3 last night to split the regular season series. Still, UTSA is having a great year at 28-9 overall and 12-2 in Conference USA.
Games like A&M last weekend or even last night here where there was a big crowd, big intense energy, they certainly prepare for what's to come in the future, especially in the tournament at a regional or super regional where it's even more intense and even more, high energy.
UTSA will open a 3-game series at FIU on Friday.
Exciting times.
Yep.
Thanks, Larry.
You got it.
And we'll be right back.
There are storm chances for tomorrow, and notice they jump up to 40% in the late afternoon and especially the evening into nighttime, roughly about 5 p.m. through 1 a.m., that 40% chance. And that means scattered. And it's one of those situations where we can't tell you exactly if it's going to be over downtown and over Fiesta, but we will have some storms popping up somewhere. We'll have to wait and see.
Thank you, Adam, and thank you for watching the News at 5 with us.
World News up next. We'll see you back here at 6.